So I finally made it the ultimate guide to language learning resources. In this video, I'm going to go through everything that you might need to learn a language. Most of it's going to be free, some of it's going to be paid. I'm just going to outline all of the things that you can use to learn a language so that you know what you're working with. So let's go straight into it. First, why resources are important and what I mean by resources. When I say resources, I literally mean anything that you could possibly use to learn a language. So it could be podcasts, it could be audiobooks, textbooks, literally anything, just anything. The reason resources are important is because learning a language is teaching your brain completely new stuff, and using a variety of methods plus making them fun is a really great way to lock the new language into your brain and to just enjoy the language learning process overall. So in this video, I'm going to explain all the best language learning resources. Most are free. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because I do make these videos completely for free in my own time to help you guys, and I appreciate it when the subscriber number goes up. Let's go. So the resources I use, there's more than this. I'm just going to start with this because this is the basics. So if you don't have this, this is the absolute first thing you need to do. Pause the video and don't even watch anymore after I've said this. So if you're learning a language, you need to have a notebook of some kind. I haven't put a picture on screen, but this is what I mean. Just like some kind of journal, blank pieces of paper like lying around are not good enough. Same goes for a digital notebook. I know some people, I can't remember his name, I've heard some YouTubers recommend typing notes because people type more than write. I don't actually think that is a good idea because the urge to copy paste stuff is very, very high. Same goes for when you're typing stuff, you don't actually remember it as well as if you're writing it by hand. That's been scientifically proven. And I just think writing stuff overall is just more enjoyable, particularly when you can do things like journaling, you can draw your own diagrams in a book, whereas like nobody really wants to build their own verb conjugation table in Microsoft Word. You just screenshot the table in, whereas obviously you could print it out and stick it into a notebook, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to like draw your own little tables and diagrams and pictures to help yourself learn a language, and that's really good. So I'd highly, highly recommend you get a notebook. Go do that immediately. The other thing that you need is a favorites folder. So I think some people save these domestically on their laptop. I don't. I personally have it in my... I don't think I have a picture of it. That's really annoying. It might be in the thumbnail for this video actually, but just like a favorites folder on your Internet Explorer or like Google where you save a bunch of websites, just name it Italian or whatever language you're learning and save all of the websites that you use because you're going to be using a lot of websites into that folder. So that way you don't have to go through search history or find them again. You can literally just go into the folder and find the websites that you've looked at before. So yeah, find a YouTuber as well. I think you should find, obviously you're watching me, but I think you should find a native speaker of the language you're learning who speaks English as well, or whatever language your native language is, and someone who, they basically just make videos about that language. So like they teach about the language, they explain difficult things, they do vlogs, all kinds of stuff. They give recommendations on like finding like high quality books or TV shows in that language, just that kind of thing. So just go on to YouTube, or you can use Instagram, whatever you want, but YouTube's probably the best, and just find a native speaker of that language. If you need a hand, comment below and I can actually help you out. But yeah, I'd highly recommend you do that as well because it's good to have someone that's like completely free and actually helping you learn the language. And another thing I will say is to save one website. So it doesn't have to be the perfect website. You don't have to go through 30 different websites and pick the best one. Just look up complete guide to whatever language you're learning and just try and find a website like this. You can see down the side it's got many, many pages on various different things that you can go through and look at. If you're a first-time language learner, you're probably not going to understand what all of these words actually mean. But just save one website. It's just good to look at later, and it's good to have something in your favorites folder so far. So that is the resources for beginners. Now on to everything else that I use. So as far as reading goes, if you're a complete beginner, reading books like, here's a bad example. I bought Harry Potter in Japanese even though I don't speak it when I went on holiday. I was going to show you that, but bad example. Here's Harry Potter in Russian, which I do kind of speak a little bit. I'm learning it. I'm not very good, but yeah, there we go. So those books are going to be too difficult for beginners. You're going to have learnt the language for a few months at an absolute minimum before those books really make any sense. So yeah, I'd recommend you find a website with short stories or practice paragraphs or parallel text, which is where one side is English, the other side is the language you're learning. Basically designed for beginners, so they're very easy. You can also read Wikipedia if you're a little bit more advanced. You can read any Wikipedia page on any topic, basically. Same goes for the news, and yeah, finally books as well. You can buy some books. Obviously, that's not free, but if you're going to learn a new language, you might as well buy some books in it. Like, it's a little bit of money, but it's probably worth it, particularly if you like reading like me. So yeah, that is what I basically read. But most of that's free, except for the books at the end. So yeah. As far as listening goes, podcasts are really good. I always stick a podcast on. I actually don't listen People call me a psychopath. That's probably fair. I don't listen to the radio in the car at all. I just listen to podcasts on stuff, and often I will listen to a podcast in a foreign language to get a little bit of extra practice in. Some people have a really, really bad attention span. So if you're going to crash the car because someone's talking in a foreign language and you're trying to listen while you're driving, don't do that. And maybe you shouldn't drive if your attention span's that bad, because you might run someone over. But yeah, that's something I would recommend. You can listen to podcasts while you're going for walks. You can listen to podcasts in the gym if you want. A lot of people prefer to listen to music. Just try and find times when you can. I think that's really, really useful, just to listen to people talk in the language you're learning. YouTube videos can be good as well. You can also treat a YouTube video like a podcast. If it's long enough, you can just listen to it without watching it. But yeah, watching YouTube videos with subtitles, completely free, very useful for getting better. Can be quite frustrating at the start, but trust me, once you've watched 200, 5 to 10 minute videos in the foreign language you're learning, you'll pick up stuff. Like, it'll just become easier. You'll trust me. Audiobooks, I don't think I actually have really listened to many audiobooks in foreign languages. You can find free audiobooks on YouTube some of the time. I don't know if they're that good. Otherwise, you might have to actually get a subscription service or borrow them from the library if you want to listen to audiobooks in a foreign language. So yeah, alternatively, you could actually record yourself reading a book and listen back to it. I actually have not done that before, but maybe it would be good. Maybe I will record myself. I'll check the copyright rules, but I might actually upload myself reading a book. I'm not sure if that's allowed. I'll have to check. But yeah, as far as studying goes, grammar and vocab, YouTubers and websites are your best bet for studying. You can buy textbooks if you really want to, but they can be very expensive for stuff that's completely free to find on the internet, and like it's probably just, it's not really necessary. You can if you want, but like, you don't have to. You can download some textbooks for free. That could be good if you want to do that. But yeah, anytime you have a problem, just revert to the YouTuber that you've already subscribed to, that we talked about before, that's a native speaker, and they probably have tons of videos on it. Otherwise, just search it up on YouTube. You can find an explanation. You can find websites for specific grammar things, so you can find a website explaining case, tense, verb, conjugation, etc. Save those websites. I haven't put pictures up, like examples of them, but you can just save a bunch of different websites on various topics and revisit them when you need to. As far as flashcards go, I know a lot of people use Anki. It's quite popular, but I've noticed, I haven't actually used Anki, but from what I've heard from people and from what I've watched of people using it, it doesn't seem that, it seems like it has a lot of annoying problems. So something that you can use that's completely free is StudyStack. I'll have it linked below. None of these links are affiliate links, by the way. So if you click on the link to StudyStack, it's literally just a link to the website. But yeah, it's completely free. It's pretty good. You can download other people's flashcards. So yeah, you can also get an app as well, so you can do it on your laptop and on your phone if you're on the train or something if you want. So yeah, but those are the resources I use. I think I've got all of them. There might be a few more. Another thing I will say is the one master principle. So don't get all your information from one place. The reason that's a bad idea is because I'm not saying, I mean, sometimes people make mistakes, even if they are native speakers, especially in English. But people just say different things, like different kind of, like little oddities and sayings and that kind of things. And if you only get all your information from one space, it's not like diluted enough. It's not reflective of how a bunch of different people speak. So just try and watch a few different YouTubers, read a few different books by different authors. It's a long-term thing, but yeah, I would recommend you do that. Don't panic as well when things are difficult or you don't understand something, you can't remember words, you don't understand a particular grammatical concept. Don't get frustrated and emotional, because that actually makes it more difficult to solve. Every time you encounter something you don't understand, just recognize it as an opportunity. To be proficient in the language you're learning, you're going to have to learn a bunch of different things that you don't understand. So when you get frustrated, you can't understand something, you've just found one of those things, and as soon as you learn it, you're like a full step, you're a full level closer to being able to speak the language. So yeah, just problem solve. If you're finding it difficult to understand something, just journal about it, or you can look it up. You can comment down below. I've got my free Discord server linked in the description, which you can also join if you want to ask questions. We talk about a bunch of language learning stuff. Final thing, don't waste money on stuff. I actually don't know how many people do this. Comment down below if you have done this, but I know some people waste a ton of money up front before they've done anything. For me personally, I bought the Harry Potter series in Russian before I'd actually started learning, and I don't regret that, but that's because I'd already learnt Italian and I'd already read the whole Harry Potter series in Italian. I can't reach it because it's up there, but I've got the Russian one right next to me. So yeah, I did that personally, but some people, they buy a bunch of textbooks, they get a subscription service for a TV show, TV shows in the foreign language, and they can't understand it at all. They hire a native speaker, just things like that are not a good idea, particularly straight away. Again, if you really want to buy a textbook, fine. if you want to hire a native speaker, that could actually be good, but I wouldn't recommend you do it straight away, because if you only know 5 words in the foreign language, they're just going to be teaching you stuff that you could easily learn for free and probably quicker on your own, because you can take notes and learn at your own speed. Whereas a teacher explaining like how to say goodbye to you, I've never found that particularly useful. I'd rather just learn it and then talk about it and read about it and that kind of thing. So yeah, but hiring a native speaker eventually could be good to talk to. You can throw some skin in the game if you want on enjoyable stuff. So that, what I said before, buying books to read or buying a subscription service with TV shows when you're a little bit better could be good. Obviously, booking a full holiday could also be good, but that's expensive, so it's up to you. You can also spend money on high ROI stuff. So what I mean by that is things that have a very high return on investment. So even if it's not like fun, if you want to buy a course that could help you learn the language, that could be good. I've got mine linked in the description if you want to check it out, but you don't have to by any means. You can learn a language completely free. I'm just giving you kind of the transparent view of how much things cost, if they're useful, that kind of thing. So if you have any questions, comment down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and have a good one.